If you've been calling yourself lazy, I want you to pause for a moment, because chances are you're not lazy at all. You're overwhelmed, and there is a big difference. Lazy people don't care, they don't feel guilty, they don't lie awake at night thinking about everything they should be doing. If you feel frustrated with yourself, if you feel disappointed, if you feel like you're constantly behind even though you're trying, that's not laziness. That's a brain that has been carrying too much for too long. Let's talk about what's actually happening. Your brain has a limited capacity, not in terms of intelligence, in terms of load. Every decision you make, every problem you think about, every responsibility you hold takes up mental space. And over time, that space fills up. Work, relationships, money, health, future planning, self-improvement, comparison, expectations, uncertainty. Your brain doesn't get to offload those things automatically. It just keeps stacking them. Until one day, simple tasks feel impossible. You know what you need to do, but you can't make yourself start. You sit there, you scroll, you avoid, you freeze, and then you tell yourself a story. I'm lazy. I have no discipline. I'm just not motivated like other people. But here's the truth. When your brain is overloaded, it doesn't speed up. It shuts down. That's not a character flaw. That's a nervous system response. Your brain's primary job is not productivity. It's safety. When it detects too much pressure, too many demands, too much uncertainty, it pulls the brakes, not because it wants to sabotage you, but because it thinks slowing down will protect you. This is why forcing yourself rarely works. You try to push harder, you try to shame yourself into action. You tell yourself to just get it together. And maybe it works for a day, but then the exhaustion hits again. Because pressure adds to overload, it doesn't remove it. Another thing that contributes to this feeling is cognitive clutter. You are probably thinking about what you should be doing, what you haven't done yet, what you're falling behind on, what the future might demand of you. Even when you're resting, your brain isn't resting. It's running background tabs. And just like a computer with too many tabs open, performance drops. Not because the computer is bad, but because it's overloaded. This is why you can be ambitious and exhausted at the same time. You want more, you care deeply, you have ideas, you have goals. But the mental load is so heavy that taking action feels like lifting something far bigger than you. So your brain chooses the path of least resistance. Scrolling, zoning out, distraction, avoidance. Not because you don't care, but because it's the only relief it can find. Here's something important most people don't realize. Burnout doesn't always look like collapse. Sometimes burnout looks like procrastination, numbness, low motivation, emotional flatness. I just can't be bothered anymore. And because it doesn't look dramatic, people miss it. They assume they're just lazy. But laziness is a lack of desire. What you're experiencing is a lack of capacity. And capacity can be rebuilt, but not by adding more pressure. The solution is not do more. The solution is reduce the load your brain is carrying. That starts with one uncomfortable shift. You have to stop treating rest as a reward. Rest is not something you earn after productivity. Rest is something your brain needs in order to function. That doesn't mean lying in bed all day. It means intentional recovery. Less input, less comparison, less constant self-evaluation. Your brain cannot heal in the same environment that exhausted it. Another thing that helps is simplifying decisions. When you're overloaded, decision-making becomes exhausting, so everything feels hard. This is why structure helps more than motivation. Not rigid schedules, simple defaults, same work time, same place, same first step. You're not trying to feel inspired, you're trying to reduce friction. And here's a big one. You need to stop talking to yourself like you're the problem. Every time you call yourself lazy, you add another layer of stress. You reinforce the belief that something is wrong with you, and your brain hears that as threat, which makes it shut down even more. Instead, try this. I'm not lazy. I'm overloaded. My brain needs support, not punishment. This is a capacity issue, not a character flaw. That reframing alone can create enough safety for movement to return. Action comes after safety, not before. And when you do start again, start small, smaller than you think you should. One task, one page, one email, one short block of time. Not to prove anything, but to remind your brain that effort is survivable. Momentum doesn't come from pushing. It comes from consistency without fear. If you've been stuck for a while, it doesn't mean you're incapable. It means you've been carrying too much on your own. So if you're watching this and thinking, this is me, I want you to hear this clearly. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You're not failing. Your brain is tired, and tired systems don't need discipline. They need understanding, boundaries, and space to recover. Once that happens, motivation doesn't have to be forced. It comes back naturally, because a rested brain wants to move forward. Give yourself permission to stop fighting yourself. Support your brain instead of shaming it, and watch how different things feel when the load finally starts to lift.